Anime arena fighters. They're often quickly disregarded as low-effort cash grabs. There's a stigma associated to the whole genre, which, if we're being honest, is well-deserved. After churning out many subpar arena fighters, hoping the anime license would carry sales over the years, the genre as a whole is somewhat looked down by the entire gaming community. Have you ever been excited for a new game that has just been announced and it has your favorite anime in it? And then you find out it's an arena fighter. There's immediately something that lowers your expectations, and while that expectation has a reason to exist, arena fighters aren't always bad, and over these last couple of years there have been plenty of examples that prove this genre can go far beyond. This video is brought to you by Kaioken Clothing, the online store where you can buy t-shirts, hoodies, or masks inspired by your favorite anime shows. Amongst their awesome collections of Naruto, Dragon Ball, and My Hero Academia, you can also find the Bush mask, which was made in collaboration with this channel. If you decide to get this mask or any other mask, know that all proceeds go to charity. We don't make a single dime off of these. If you've picked something you'd like to wear representing your favorite anime or character, make sure to enter promo code Globku at checkout for a 10% discount with free shipping on top of that. Thank you Kaioken Clothing for sponsoring this video. A couple of months ago, GameSpot's Timur made a video called Please Stop Turning Anime into Arena Fighters. I highly recommend you guys watch it if you haven't yet. The big takeaway message there is that turning every anime into an arena fighter somewhat diminishes its greatness and what makes it unique, because you are reducing the whole anime into a bunch of fights, while ignoring the emotional weight that these shows have and the arduous journey the protagonist goes through to become who he is. Basically, the whole video, it's a request for publishers and developers to take a closer look at what makes the anime they're turning into a video game so great, instead of relying on the arena fighter genre so often. And overall, this is a feeling that I can definitely get behind. But just like Timur mentioned in this video, there are also business realities that might affect this process. Simply put, the reason why anime keeps being adapted into arena fighters is because it works. It's a tried and true method that either makes a profit or is not a huge risk, so it doesn't result in a huge loss. Video games are certainly artistic expressions. Developers get to express their vision and creativity in a way that no other medium allows. At the same time, video games are also a business. Before making a game, you have to pitch it to a publisher, you have to get a budget for it, and if you want to have the resources to make that video game, it needs to be something with a foreseeable profit. And that's video games in general. On top of that, you add a publisher that has purchased a license to make anime games. That license comes with a few conditions attached. I don't know how it works nowadays, but just a couple of years ago, if you had the Naruto license, you had to make a Naruto game every year. If you had the Dragon Ball license, you had to make a Dragon Ball game every year. Video games are getting harder and harder to make, so I at least hope that condition has changed. Otherwise, it just leads to stuff like this. I'm also saying this is basically your fault. If we all keep buying bad arena fighters, why would they even bother making anything else? The genre works. They don't have to put a lot of resources into making an arena fighter. Half of the systems are recycled from one game to the next. You just give the whole game different visuals, a new HUD, and it looks like a brand new game. Congrats, you have been baited by the pretty anime cover again. You didn't buy a good game. You just bought an anime game. Now, this isn't exclusive to anime games, but perhaps we've felt this for a longer period of time, since the game genre feels a lot more limited within the whole scope of shonen anime games. But looking at the rest of the industry, this is the same reason why you see very few new IPs out there. Most of the games coming out are either sequels or remakes, and when they aren't sequels or remakes, it's something like Ubisoft going, hey, here's a free-to-play battle royale, which is able to happen because other battle royale games are out there. It's been proven to be a profitable genre, so they feel confident in taking that risk and investing in a game like that. Of course, on the anime side of things, you could also say, well, there have also been many successful open-world games. Look at Grand Theft Auto. Well, for every success story like Grand Theft Auto, there are hundreds of failed open world games. So not only is the risk bigger there, the investment is a lot bigger too. Making open world games is a lot more expensive than making an arena fighter. And I actually don't know how much an arena fighter costs these days or how easy it is. And I guess it very much depends on which arena fighter we're talking about. You look at Storm Force cutscenes and you can tell those cost a lot of money. But you look at any Ultimate Attack on One Punch Man, a hero nobody knows, and you wonder where the budget's gone on this one. But this is exactly why arena fighters are often the solution. It just keeps working, which makes it safe for companies to invest in more anime licenses because they know they can turn a profit with something as cheap and easy to make as an arena fighter. If it wasn't like this, anime games would probably be a lot fewer actually, so there is an upside to all this. But in my opinion, that doesn't mean the arena fighter genre itself is doomed. Yes, there have been a lot of lazy anime games, rehashed content, the same formula over and over again, but first-person shooters have also been around for a very long time. Racing games have been around for a very long time. Hack and slash, fighting games, and now battle royales. The problem isn't with the genre itself. So while the stigma for arena fighters is justified, doesn't mean it's always fair. Some arena fighters are out there trying to push the whole genre forward. Once in a while, you will see a game take that huge leap, which makes all the other games try to follow that new standard. But in the world of anime games, this is very, very rare, and it's often just baby steps. Take the Storm series, for example. The first Storm was a huge leap in the arena fighter genre. It was sort of the first arena fighter of the modern day. Sort of every anime game that came after it is somewhat trying to emulate parts of that combat. Storm 2, Generations, Storm 3, Revolution, Storm 4, baby steps to improving that combat. Great steps were taken to improve story mode and many other aspects around the game, but the combat itself, baby steps. And these steps are so small and so rare because unfortunately it is not game mechanics or production quality that sells anime games, it is simply characters. That's it. Jump Force is the greatest example we have of this in recent time. A game that took all of these beloved franchises and boiled all these characters down to the same combat system, which wasn't even that good. Thus disregarding what made each and every one of them unique and spectacular, while at the same time not even trying to push the arena fighter genre forward. And yet, it sold like crazy. It got nominated for the Game Awards as one of the best fighting games of 2019, and people must still be playing it because they're putting out a second season of DLC. What do you think is gonna come out of that? Eventually we'll see some sort of sequel to this, if not Jump Force 2, a Jumpstar sequel of some kind, because this one was such a success. But we most likely won't see a big evolution. It won't be a game that's trying to push the boundary, it will just be a game that spends all of its money on licenses and then makes the cheapest thing possible to sell you all the copies. In fact, one of the things that came out of Jump Force's success was Spike Chunsoft got to work on another anime game, One Punch Man, A Hero Nobody Knows, which I'm sure was already in development by the time Jump Force came out, but Spike Chunsoft has a long history of successful anime games, which then gives Bandai the confidence to keep giving them these licenses, so they keep making these games. Spike Chunsoft is a reliable developer like that. They can make anime arena fighters quickly, cheap, and turn a profit. Because it doesn't really matter what kind of garbage they make, people will still buy those games. So again, yeah, you're the problem. Please stop buying these games. Just because your favorite anime is on the cover, doesn't mean you should get it. You're still a true fan if you don't. Don't let people tell you otherwise. I believe in you. But this is exactly why arena fighters are often the solution, but that also works both ways. If on one hand you can make a cheap arena fighter because you know it will work, on the other hand, a passionate team can pitch an arena fighter and make an effort to make it rise above the button mashy reputation it has. For example, let's talk about Kill la Kill If. Anime arena fighter, a tried and true formula, but this time developers wanted to partner up with Arc System Works, who were coming off their highly successful Dragon Ball FighterZ, to try and make a competitive arena fighter. Arc System Works doesn't have a lot of experience in 3D arena fighters, but they make a lot of beloved 2D fighting games. So they know balance, they know frame data, they know a lot of stuff that needs to go into this. So they make this effort, an arena fighter that wasn't so mashy, but actually had some combat depth to it, and each and every character felt unique. In many arena fighters, you can just hit random on the character select screen and play the game, because there is very little difference to each character. In Kill la Kill, most of the characters had unique gimmicks and meters, which made picking up a new character a new journey to go through, new combos to practice, new tech to learn, the kind of thing you only really get from fighting games. But that of course came at a cost, and that cost was the roster. The roster count was extremely low at launch, making the game a very hard sell. Also, naked ladies on the cover. No parents are gonna buy that for their kids. And for as big as the Kill la Kill anime was, it's not been on TV for a very long time, so the game had very disappointing sales. And unlike Jump Force, we won't be seeing more DLC for Kill la Kill If, and the developer will probably not try another arena fighter after this failed attempt. And I ask, how is any of this fair? One company has the money to buy the licenses, makes a bad game. The other company only buys one license, but tries to push the whole genre forward. How does this one fail and this one succeed? because you've been baited by characters, my friend. That's it. That's so easy. And the game doesn't have to be competitive to be good. I'm often accused of, he doesn't like fun. He wants to compete in every game. I think there are two sides to every anime game. On one side, yes, you have the competition because you want to play this game against friends. So it needs to facilitate that. And it needs to be fair about it. It needs to have some depth to its mechanics and reward the player who practices and puts in the time to play this game. Otherwise, there's no point. Why would you be spending time if the rookie player is just gonna beat you? You don't play those games. Why would you? On the other hand, there's the power fantasy side of things. You watch these shows on TV, you want to feel powerful like Goku or Naruto. You want to be able to do their moves and have them be flashy without a lot of effort. And the thing is, these two can coexist. You can have both of these things, and usually you do have them both. But most arena fighters tend to fall to one side of the scale while neglecting the other. And if you need further proof that arena fighters can be good, that they can give you the power fantasy while being built as competitive games, and more importantly, that players out there actually want these games to happen, look no further than our My Hero 1's Justice tournaments. Not only do we have a healthy player base on every single tournament, people want to watch these tournaments live, and the money we raise from donations going into these prize pools is insane. I've never seen this much passion on my tournaments. And the reason for that is because my server makes the most competitive My Hero tournaments in the world. And that only happens because we're talking about an arena fighter. I've been doing Dragon Ball FighterZ tournaments since launch. They're not as big as My Hero, because Dragon Ball is seen as a legit fighting game. There's an official scene supported by Bandai themselves, and when Bandai isn't putting tournaments together, the entire FGC is organizing them. There are tons of places where you can watch higher level Dragon Ball fighters than on my channel. But none of those people, not a single one, will give My Hero the time of day, because it's an arena fighter. It's got all of this baggage, all this reputation, and the game certainly has its problems, I'm not going to deny that, but it is another one of those pushing arena fighters in the competitive direction, and more importantly, for me personally, it's one of the few arena fighters with a roster of this size where every character plays differently from one another. Arena fighters can be good, and honestly I feel like the genre is just waiting for someone to give them a fair shot. But I also understand that it can be disheartening to hope for a good arena fighter only to be disappointed again and again. But ultimately that's what needs to happen. We need to hope for the best and be ready to judge a game on its quality and not the cover. As the players, we need to be better at discerning what's a good arena fighter that's trying to push the genre forward, and what's a rehashed concept trying to bait you with the anime property, and choose not to spend our money supporting that practice, and instead spend our money on Kaioken clothing. Code Globku for 10% off. Thank you for sponsoring this video. And guys, I've ranted for a while today, so the floor is yours now. What do you make of all this? Do you have your own thoughts or opinions? Is there hope for the arena fighter genre? Let me know in the comments down below. And as always, thank you very much for watching. My name is Globku, and I'll see you next time. Bye.